Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM on sports. So it's come out in the news or via Sky Sports to promote their upcoming Anthony Joshua uncovered stuff. That Anthony Joshua in frustration snapped and called Lennox Lewis a clown. I think there's reason to pray why Anthony Joshua was called Lennox Lewis a clown. And you could have kind of seen this coming from a long way off. When Joshua became heavyweight champion of the world, I believe ringside, there was something there as well. Yes, evening, good evening. Hey, Eve, always good to see you. When Lennox was ringside, yes, good evening, Joey. When Joshua was ringside, Lennox was ringside when Joshua became heavyweight champion of the world. I believe Lennox was there. I believe Evander Holyfield was there, and somebody else was there. But I remember Lennox sitting there, and Joshua made it his point to make it clear. He gave everybody else credit. He said, I got a lot of respect for people like Evander Holyfield, blah, 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 blah. He never mentioned Lennox Lewis. So we should have known from back then there was some issues between Lennox Lewis and Anthony Joshua. Is Lennox Lewis a clown? Well, you have to give Jack his credit where it's due, and I'm going to do that. Even I respect Lennox Lewis, the heavyweight champion of the world, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I respect what he's done in the sport in terms of being a boxer and becoming undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He set out his task single-minded to become heavyweight champion of the world. He got knocked out by Oliver McCall and he got knocked out by Hasim Rahman. 2 fights where, if you think about it, the 2 guys that knocked him out, Hasim Rahman and Oliver McCall, not really going to go down as Hall of Fame greats. Truth be said. Champion to character. Hold on, let's just wait and see what YouTube are doing here. Right, Lennox Lewis, the champion, and Lennox Lewis, the character outside the ring. And I think sometimes that gets confused. Because you're a heavyweight champion of the world, that doesn't mean that you should go on to be president of a country, or you should be the leading light. I mean, people can ask your opinion, but it doesn't mean that because you've done it, that everyone can do it the way you've done it. But I respect Lennox for doing it, right? But the way he got knocked out by Oliver McCall and Hasim Rahman will always be blotches on his career. And despite him coming back to knock both of those guys out, realistically, he should have knocked both of them out on his way. If he knocked both of those guys out, if you think about it now, he would have been an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. If you think about it that way. He got knocked out by Hasim Rahman, Oliver McCall. The Oliver McCall knockout was more of a technical thing, and he'd been warned by Frank Bruno, and he'd been warned by George Foreman about his reckless style. He'd been warned, Lennox Lewis, by 2 heavyweights about just bombing with one right hand, using jab and trying to chuck over a big overhand right. And when he threw the overhand right, he left himself exposed, left his chin exposed. And Lennox admitted when he got knocked out the first time by Oliver McCall, he had Pepper Correa in his corner, who was nothing more than a cheerleader. He admitted that. He said he relied a lot on his amateur skills to get him through to that point until Emmanuel Stewart basically masterminded the knockout of Oliver McCall over Lennox Lewis. Just remember, Oliver McCall closed his eyes and threw a right hand. But that had been practiced over and over and over again. And Lennox's chin was always going to be there. So, So that first knockout was because of his technical. He didn't want to listen, and he'd been told about his technical style, but he went with Pepe Correa. He's British and he's bad, so you know he got knocked out, and then he got smart and he went to Emmanuel Stewart. That was one of the best things Lennox Lewis did. Lennox Lewis would not have been the champion, the undisputed champion, had he continued doing the nonsense he was doing pre-Emmanuel Stewart or post without Emmanuel Stewart. Let's get that straight. And the second thing that people don't acknowledge about Lennox Lewis, there is a bit of an arrogance and a clownness about him. When he went and fought Hassan Rahman in South Africa, he was on Ocean's 11, right? He was set. And he went to South Africa. He went to South Africa against the advisory. So he was told to get into South Africa early to acclimatize because it's below sea level. So he thought he could just leave America, come over to South Africa, and just turn up and beat Hassan Rahman. Arrogance, ignorance, whatever. He got laid out flat. Gone see Medina the next day, the Nelson Mandela at the time, with no titles. So those things there are elements of Lennox Lewis within his character that showed that as great as he was always vulnerable to lapses of concentration, stroke, arrogance, twice in his career. The difference between him and Joshua so far, it seems that, you know, he had John Davenport, then he had Pepe Correa, and then from Pepe Correa, now he went to Emmanuel Stewart, and then he stuck with Emmanuel Stewart. Joshua got knocked out, and we're yet to know what he's doing. I can assure you, Lennox Lewis, you would never see videos of Lennox Lewis running backwards on a treadmill. You wouldn't see videos of Lennox Lewis bouncing backwards and forwards in between cones. You wouldn't see that. Everything with Lennox was behind closed doors. An excellent video to watch of Lennox Lewis is The Undisputed Truth. If you haven't seen The Undisputed Truth, get out there and watch The Undisputed Truth. Now, from a personal standpoint of when I've interacted with Lennox Lewis, I have, just to be honest, I haven't been impressed with Lennox Lewis, the character, the man, not the heavyweight champion of the world, but the man. Me personally, I am not that impressed with him as a character. My personal interaction with him, but that doesn't take away what he's done as a champion. I'll never knock that. He's definitely my top 5 of the world's greatest heavyweight champions of all time. He's in there. You know, focused, on form, in shape. He's a problem for any heavyweight in any era, Lennox Lewis. That's my feelings of him on that point. Now, let's talk about Lennox Lewis in terms of him giving back to other heavyweight champions. Look, I know for a fact Lennox Lewis was advising Audley Harrison, and he was telling Audley Harrison, he was advising Audley how to go about his career. And Audley ignored Lennox Lewis's advice. Lennox said, this is the way you need to set up your camp. You need to stay away from the women. You need to be focused. You need to get away from certain things. And he advised him. He advised him in a lot of areas, Lennox. And Audley ignored what Lennox had to say because Audley wanted to do it his way. And subsequently, we saw what happened with Audley Harrison's career. I know Lennox Lewis also has had some advice to the likes of Deontay Wilder. You've seen him on tape, Lennox Lewis, you know, showing Deontay how to throw the jab. You've seen that there, clip there as well. You've also seen Lennox Lewis working with Manuel Shah, Lennox Lewis working with David Price. Also, Lennox Lewis working with Harold the Shadow Knight over in Jamaica. So Lennox has done a lot of stuff. You know, the Lennox Lewis Foundation, the Lennox Lewis College. A lot of people may have forgotten about that. So Lennox has done a lot of philanthropy. Lennox has done a lot of good work. So I won't have, in that sense, Joshua, I will not listen to that from Joshua because he's done a lot of stuff for his people. In that sense, Lennox, he's done, and look, only recently we've seen Lennox Lewis work with Daniel Dubois. So where Lennox has been accepted and appreciated, and he has tried to be advised or given advice, Lennox has been in there. We saw, I don't know how long he was with Daniel Dubois, but we saw that. So I was really happy to see Lennox doing that with Daniel Dubois. So for me, I've seen Lennox, I've seen him on camera doing stuff with other heavyweights. Maybe when Joshua retires, maybe he'll do work back at Finchley Boxing Club. Maybe he'll go on to be a trainer. Maybe he'll do that for young people. I don't know. But Lennox has done a lot of work for a lot of people. I know he does a lot of work in Jamaica. I know in that camp they had Bright Jennings was over there in Jamaica as well. A lot of the young Jamaican boys and girls in the camp over there. Another person does a lot of what I want to talk about just for a second. That sort of philanthropy sort of stuff that people don't hear about. Bermain Stavern does a lot of stuff in Haiti for young people. I saw a whole video of Bermain Stavern working with young boys and girls, building a boxing academy out there in Haiti, buying all the gear himself, the money he makes out of boxing, to put out boxing gloves and pads and do tuition and stuff. So out there, he's doing some great stuff with Haiti. But when I spent time in the hotel with him, we sat down and watched that video together. So I'm just letting you into certain things that historically, that certain heavyweights I know that have done things or doing things for the community. I know Fury's done some stuff as well. But the point is, in terms of Lennox and Joshua's feeling the heat. He's feeling the heat, and he's under so much pressure at the moment. I personally don't think Joshua wants to take his rematch with Ruiz, but I think there's too much money on the table, and he's been forced into this fight with Ruiz without him having the time to prepare for the rematch. Personal opinion. So, and I did say, again, another one of these things I said, go back and listen to my video after the post-fight show. It was with myself and Chris Mason when I spoke about Anthony Joshua and the British public turning on Anthony Joshua. There was absolutely no need whatsoever for Sky Sports to show that clip, run that clip back of Joshua and Lennox Lewis saying, call him a clown. They could use any clip whatsoever in that whole interview you did, but they had to sell that clip. Lennox is a clown. Why did they have to use that clip? Why did they have to use that clip? Why did they have to use that clip? I don't know why they used the clip. I don't know why they used the clip. I've got no idea why they used the clip. I mean, it sells, yes, but you think Joshua's got enough issues as it is at the moment. You know, he's been picked apart and people are ripping him to shreds at the moment. The last thing he needs now is Sky Sports putting out on their Instagram page, you know, all over Sky Sports, Joshua calls Lennox a clown. So if he needed, what's the word? If he needed, he's got that out there as well. So I don't know if AJ's going to apologize or not, but that is what you probably saw there is real AJ. I didn't see the key stay humble bit there. That seemed like real AJ for me. So yes, Prince, good evening. How you doing? As always, people have got oh, where's Eve? A second. Let me give Eve. Eve, I've got something to give you tonight, Eve. Here, Eve, I'd like to give you my spanner. Make sure you look after it for me. There's my spanner. And you make sure you look after my spanner well, Eve. And if there's anybody in the room here that you think's been out of order, please do block them. Yes, Joey. Good to see you in the room. Oh, no. We're seeing Femi now, not Anthony. I I am your boss 100%. Yes, Sean, see you in the room. I'm good, my man. But I think Mr. Irish's days are numbered. So, you have been given my spanner. Eve, how does it feel? So, I don't know. I feel sorry for AJ at the minute, only in the sense that he's got the world on his shoulders now. He really has. And think about this a second. Where do you think AJ's had the chance to actually accept he's no longer champion? When Lennox Lewis got knocked out by Oliver McCall, I remember it because I cried and my dad laughed in my face. I remember listening to it on radio. It was like, this is the second round now, Lennox Lewis, and I've had that bad feeling in my stomach for this fight. You know, Lennox Lewis coming out for the second round. Oh, Lennox is down! Lennox, oh, it's been stopped! I started crying. I was a big Lennox Lewis fan. Listen, I had the SPX hat. I had the shades. Listen, SPX. Anybody remember them days at SPX? And yeah, level vibes. you know, Anthony Joshua. He's he's pretty angry at the moment, and Lennox Lewis. He's a different type of fighter. I used to always remember Lennox, and he was doing his interviews, and they would talk, and they say, Lennox, how do you feel this fight's gonna go? Lennox Lewis, he's gonna go out there, and Lennox Lewis is gonna go out there, and he's gonna dominate. I'm the pugilist specialist. No guy tests. A Lennox Lewis interview was always quite funny. One of the funniest press conferences I ever saw was Lennox Lewis and Frank Bruno. Lennox Lewis and Frank Bruno, one of the best press conferences ever. I'm going to sue him, I'm going to sue him for calling me Uncle Tom. Yeah, he beat me, Harry, he beat me, but, I'm still going to sue him for calling me Uncle Tom. That was so funny. I remember that, and I always remember another one where it was Bruno and Oliver McCall. I don't know if it was Bruno went to McCall and McCall went at the article. I never said that about your mum, I never said about your mum. I think you were. I didn't say anything about your dad, or don't say anything about my mum. One of them two between McCall and Bruno. Oh man, there's so many misfits in heavyweight boxing, and that's why Lennox Lewis is around. Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson. Yeah, I want Mike. When you actually sit down and think about the heavyweight division back in the 90s or the early 2000s with Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Ridiculous Bowl, Chicken Bowl, and the confrontation between Bowl and Lennox. I'm gonna knock you out. You ain't gonna knock nothing out. Well, why you do it then? Do it then. You ain't do shit. I never come off my feet. You need help from ref and knock me out. Knock me out, you bum. You better watch your mouth. The single, that probably is the single most, probably for me, the most played clip. Those two should have fought, Those two should have fought. Lennox and Bowl should have fought. Oh my gosh. And did you ever see the Lennox Lewis commercial? There was two commercials Lennox did. there was that commercial with him. It was just too wrong. There was one with him and the Metropolitan Police. I think it was about domestic violence or water. Domestic violence or water, one of them two. And then he did one, I think, with Pizza Hut. Yeah. Some odd times, those commercials that Lennox did. Does anyone remember those Lennox Lewis commercials? Very odd. Very, very odd. Let's see what people are saying here in the room. Lennox has been hating for a while. AJ should have serious words with himself. No, AJ's just stressed with all this hype. He shouldn't worry about Lewis and get on with his career. Hi, Ingram. Loving the play on words. Well, you know. What's wrong with having a bit of spanner in the works, eh? Hey, Eve, what do you think about having a few spanners in the works? I don't know. I feel like Lennox didn't say anything clownish, really. Okay. Learn to jab before talking shit about Lennox. Is it okay? Will the fight in Saudi happen? Do you think? No. AJ said in the ring after Klitschko fight, Lewis, Evander Jones, you're my inspirations. Camera cuts to Lewis, and he looked pissed off. Yeah, he didn't mention Lennox Lewis's name. He didn't mention Lennox's name. He mentioned Evander Holyfield and Roy Jones. He did not mention Lennox's name. I remember because the camera panned to Lennox Lewis, and Lennox is like, that's so funny. It might have been David Hay, actually. He may have said David Hay, Evander, and Roy Jones, because David would have been in the arena. Bigger top. AJ went to Jamaica after the Olympics and stayed with Lewis's family. That's something, isn't it? Too many misfits in boxing. Well, remember, AJ's not Jamaican. Well, he might be half Jamaican. I think he might be half Jamaican. Is he? No, he's Nigerian. He's Nigerian. What talk about half Jamaican? He's Nigerian. But after one big fight at the O2, AJ didn't let him in the changing room. Oh dear. When Lennox ran into Bowl in the arena, that was funny. Yeah, I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Good evening. Lennox was the Iceman. Lennoxism. Yes. If AJ loses again, we have a strong division here. Yes, Captain BS. What happened to AJ? Nah, stay humble. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think Joshua would ever leave Eddie Hearn? Well, I said I thought he was going to leave I thought that he was going to leave at a point in time after the Parker fight, but then he signed a new deal. The reason why he won't leave Eddie Hearn is this. I understand, I have heard through the grapevine, and this is just rumor, but there is a pack of files about this high on AJ that they've kept under the carpet. So if AJ decides to leave Eddie and do anything stupid, that file will come out. So that stay humble stuff, there's a pack of files this high on AJ. Supposedly that the press have got ready to reveal anytime AJ decides to, become less than humble. So, yeah, that's what I believe. Maybe AJ's right about not being cut from the same cloth as the best British heavyweight. They're not cut from the same cloth. I don't think so. I don't think you would ever have seen Lennox Lewis handing his belts over to Hassim Rahman. Lennox went to chase Hassim Rahman. You remember Hassim Rahman and Lennox Lewis? That was quite another funny episode as well, where Lennox and Hassim were fighting in the studio. That was funny. Yeah, man. I think you're gay. You're gay, man. You're gay, man. When you pass your sister over here, man. What you say about my sister? Bring your sister. Bring your sister. Bring your sister. And the two of them are fighting on the. It was just funny. The way Lennox tried to push Hassan Ratman, he like pushed him like that, and then Ratman just grabbed him and threw him to the table. And then the rematch, when the rematch come up, and Lennox was, he was dressed in a red tracksuit top, and Ratman said something to Lennox, and Lennox was going to go for him again. Ratman had Lennox's, Ratman got to Lennox upstairs here, because he kept playing on the fact that he thought Lennox was homosexual. So that was a big thing between Ratman and Lewis, and Bo said the same things as well. I don't know whether it's true or not. Not my business. You understand? I'm just interested in becoming heavyweight. He can be what he wants to be at the end of the day. Eddie has every AJ ever had. Lewis said you can't go university for a high school teacher. I think he was directed at McCracken. Well, Lennox has come from an old school, remember? Lennox was fortunate to come from an old school. Lennox was fortunate to have Emmanuel Stewart. Just put Lennox Lewis in this era. I wonder if Lennox Lewis would have gone to James Ali Bashir in this era. Who would have trained Lennox Lewis in this era, do you think? Would he have been with Freddie Roach? Who would Lennox Lewis have been with in this era? Would he have been with Rob McCracken? I don't think he'd be with McCracken. So who would Lennox Lewis have been with? Interesting question, eh? Lennox had the beauty of Emmanuel Stewart. But if Emmanuel Stewart wasn't around, who would Lennox have been with? Look who he picked as his trainer. Pepe Correa. He's British and he's bad. So, come on. Come on. Shows his true colours. You mean he has never been humble? I'm Jack Dempsey. I'm Jack Dempsey. I'm saying, listen, I'm from their cloth. Praise be to Allah. My defense is impregnable. Do you think Tyson would join Matchroom if he continues to get poor fights? Yeah, he'll join. Well, hold on. Look at Liam Smith. Liam Smith was fighting. Look at who Liam Smith was fighting under Warren, and look who's fighting now under Matchroom. Just look at the stats. Lennox would leave his sis like he did Ratman on back with head on clouds. The right hand takes you across the block. The glass shoe takes you back to the head. You give me proper jokes tonight. Emmanuel Stewart with Wilder. Woo! Oh, but that might not work out so well. And I'll tell you why. Emmanuel Stewart, this is a fact. I'm telling you, Emmanuel Stewart would make Wilder hold his feet more and make him plant his punches more. My evidence is a conversation between James Ali Bashir and Eddie and Emmanuel Stewart. Emmanuel Stewart said when he got Nassim Hamed was bouncing around, moving around the ring, doing stuff, and he was knocking people out. By the way, smash the like button and smash the subscribe button. Really appreciate it. When Emmanuel Stewart had Nassim Hamed, he said he wanted Nassim Hamed to sit down his punches and land big shots. James Bashir said, no, I want him to keep moving around the ring. That speed and that movement and that unorthodox style he's got is what keeps people off. So, it's what you think. And you saw what happened to him. You saw what happened to Hamed. He went backwards as a fighter until he was almost a stationary target. And you saw what happened with him against Barrera. Lennox is smart. He'd find Bashir. Well, he found Pepe Correa, who trained a washed-up Ray Leonard. If I feed his children, imagine a fighter says that today. Do you think the script writers for AJ were okay what he said, or was it off the cuff? I think it was off the cuff. I think he's fed up. He's probably looking around. He went back to Nigeria, probably got cussed out when he was in Nigeria, and he's come back to England now, and somebody's probably put a rod in his back. That's what I think. Why? Hey, Femi, why are you with these people? Why are you with these people? I tell you not to be with these people. Why are you with these people? Why are you with these people? I tell you not to be with these people. So that's probably what happened when he went back to Nigeria. What are you doing, son? What are you doing? So he probably went to Nigeria, got completely cussed out. No, I'm not Nigerian. My family are from Trinidad and Tobago, right? He probably got cussed out when he went to Nigeria. That'll just be normal. That's just standard. It don't matter if you're heavyweight champion of the world or king of the universe. It don't make a difference. When you go back to see family, well at least within the black community, I don't know about any other community because I can't speak of any other community, but I know when you go back to your family, they're the first people to cuss you out. No matter what you've done, they'll cuss you out. No, bro, I can't talk to you now because I'm live. But I want you want to come on the show. If you want to come on the show, that's fine. But I can't talk to you now. Do you watch Porky boxing? No, I don't. Prowling through streets of Watford, Big Femi. Don't forget the thumb in the eye. Yeah, of course. Nigerians be like, you're not superior like us. Disgrace to superiors. Yes, hello, Gypsy Boxer. Gypsy Boxers, good to see you in the room. AJ lives on my road. He goes to my area's tennis courts to jump over cones. Kind of jokes. Oh my God. Oh, you people make me laugh. Make me laugh. So yeah. I don't really have time to watch anything. I don't watch, to be fair, I don't watch a lot of YouTube, but the YouTube I do watch are the people that I actually like. I've been watching for absolute donkey's years, so I'm kind of old fashioned like that. I watch the people that I've been watching for years, and people I still kind of associate with: 78 Sports TV, Blood Boxing, EJ Boxing Live, Ultra Sports. I like to watch Ultra Sports. I think he's brilliant what he does. My boy, Mr. Boxing Today, love what he does as well. So I kind of stick to the people that kind of like I've either grown up with on the YouTube universe, or I kind of feel have similar views to myself. So yeah, that's your answer to that question. Ingram, listen, tell all the fans here to get their ass over to our FM19 stream tonight. No, I ain't gonna do that. Does he do Benz's Cuban Southpaw? I don't know. I reckon McCracken can't teach him much else, and after this fight, he will get the blame. Sean Evans says, why do you hate AJ so much? Yeah, okay, right. Well, Sean, can I clear something up for you? I think we need to define what the word hate is. If I hated AJ, I wouldn't have Stacey McKinney on the channel, and I wouldn't have James Adebashir on the channel, both of the best heavyweight trainers around today, talking about what they could do for AJ. If I hated AJ, I wouldn't talk about how he can get his career back on track. If I hated AJ, I wouldn't acknowledge and tell him all the flaws he had in his armor and what he needs to do to improve them. Person that hates, a real hater, is somebody who doesn't tell somebody what's going wrong and what needs to be addressed. A real hater will just clap and smile. That's a real hater, and they do a lot of that in this country. Clap and smile, and when you fall, keep laughing at you. That's the sort of hate they've got in this country. That's how people operate in this country. So please do not tell me and ask me questions about hate. This person don't hate. You don't know me to say I hate someone. That's a very strong statement to make. To tell somebody that they hate someone, it's a very strong statement to make for somebody you've probably seen for an hour, half an hour, a video. You don't know me, bro. You don't know me like that. So please, I don't appreciate you making statements like that about me hating. So it's not about hate. It's not about hate. So let me make that quite clear. And if you make statements like that again, you will get blocked on my channel. I don't care how much we talk. Cool. Don't step over the line. Don't make assumptions like I block you from my channel, because as far as I'm concerned, I find it highly disrespectful when I put content on the channel, I bring people on the channel. And by the way, we've got Trevor Bright meant to be coming on the channel for me tonight. I don't appreciate it. It's not a question. It's not a question, bro. It's not a question. Because for you to ask the question in your mindset, you must think in your mind that I'm acting like a hater. The real haters are those that don't acknowledge AJ's made got flaws. The real haters out there are the ones that won't pull the brother aside and say to him, bro, you need to pull up in this area. You need to work on this area. Real hate is wanting people to fail, and not help them to get back up. That's real hate. So let me educate you on what hate is. Femi is fake. We just want him to be real. He's literally made 20 videos titled Ways AJ can improve. Shake my head. There we go. There you go. Please, people have to tell. You have to expose that stuff, man. How do you rate Trevor Bryan? And also, can you ask if it's true he turned down the Fury fight or Fury's blowing smoke? Fury's blowing smoke. Fury's blowing smoke. Fury's blowing smoke. Don't listen. Do not listen to what Fury says. Do not listen to what Fury says. If you still listen, a lot of what Fury says is not far from what Eddie Hearn says, to be honest. Fury is he's a walking contradiction. He's a walking contradiction. Walking contradiction. And now he's getting paid good money. He's even worse a walking contradiction. Do you rate Fury as a boxer? The Klitschko fight, I asked myself this question. Was Klitschko really that bad? Or was Fury really that good? Because Klitschko threw less punches than usual due to Fury's skill. But I think Klitschko was beaten before he was in the ring. I think Klitschko mentally was done by Fury, personally. But I've never thought Vladimir Klitschko was mentally very strong anyway. And I never thought Vladimir Klitschko was that smart either. I didn't think he was that smart. And I didn't think Vladimir Klitschko was that mentally strong. No. Why did I think he was smart? Well, you wouldn't hire Jonathan Banks as your head league trainer when you got James Ali Bashir in the corner. It's just one of the dumbest things he did. Just basically on experience. And then mentally strong, he cracked when he saw Fury. Like, one of the things he did to show, I was telling Peter this, when Fury turned around and said to Vladimir Klitschko, oh, look, you're graying, you're getting old. Look, you've got grey hair. What did Vladimir go and do? He wouldn't have dyed his head. He wouldn't have dyed his hair. That's someone who's mentally weak. That is somebody who cares about other people's opinions. That's what I'm talking about. Can't convict, though, crimes. He might be asking questions, so don't make brash judgments. Think Fury's chinny. I think he's allergic to punching, hard punches. Fury knocked you out in one round, Vlad, the fight. Fury outmaneuvers him. Yeah, Fury doesn't knock nobody. Fury doesn't knock anybody out of any substance. Fact. Fury said Povetkin and Trevor turned down the fights and Miller couldn't get a license. Ortiz was booked. No idea why they didn't ask Parker, and that's why he's fighting Otto Walling. Sounds fishy. Of course it sounds fishy. Fury would tell you today that he's gonna go and knock out King Kong, and then tomorrow he'll be fighting against Miss Piggy. It is what it is. Fury's law unto his own self. You should know this by now. Personally, I thought Wilder would stop Fury easy first fight. Got to admit, I had Fury winning, but I think Wilder will stop him very fast second time around. I agree on that as well. Yeah, I don't think I've got much more to say. I've got to try and catch up with Trevor Bryan because I've got his number right here to call him. So I need to call him and get him on the channel so we can get somebody else making their debut on the channel who's going to become a heavyweight champion of the world. The same belt that Muhammad Ali once had. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And please, also in the comment section, let me know the videos you'd like me to do. I really appreciate it. Vlad being able to change style and career after a long career in amateurs and fight so effectively with new style that he's not beaten for a decade is pretty smart to me. Beats to their own. Vladimir Klitschko had him managed to in his corner, and he was beaten. It wasn't beaten for over a decade. That's true, but Vladimir Klitschko's skills eroded over the years when he managed to passed away. Big up, bro. I don't like it, but I can't blame AJ for being fake. It's made him millions, and when celebrities say anything about him being fake, AJ calls them clowns. He said the same thing about Fury. Oh, yeah, he did. So, but I know that Fury and AJ got into it over a telephone call. Yeah, that didn't end up very nice. It was quite nasty, actually. It was quite nasty. But Fury's a clown, though. Fury's a good guy, man. Fury's funny. He's a good guy. I love Fury. You just got to take him with tongue in cheek. Once you take Tyson Fury with tongue in cheek, it's fine. Take him with tongue in cheek. Don't take him seriously. Enjoy the laugh. He's an entertainer, Tyson Fury. A video on your boxing fights would be interesting, bro. A video on my boxing fights. Boxing fights would be interesting. What do you mean by that? Explain to me, Sean. I don't get that. Manny trained him, but he can't turn shit into gold. You have to have the capacity to be able to take most from Manny, as he was all great trainers. Listen, Manny Stewart was a good trainer, but he had other great trainers around him, which a lot of people are not aware of. I agree, Lewis didn't say anything clownish. I thought you used to box, right? I did. Usually the better boxer wins the rematch. I think I'm going with Fury in the rematch, but Wilder got the one-hit quitter. I think I did some videos on that a while back when I used to box. And I did a video. Actually, I did a video. There's a video. I haven't really advertised it that much, but there's a video with me in the gym recently. I think I did about 3-4 rounds in the gym with the same guy that was training, working with Chisora on the pads, Xavier Miller. You should go and look at that video. That's out there. It's about 4 rounds of it. I might just take it out, but it's there. So when you get a chance, it might be on this channel, actually. And I did it a few months back. So it was myself, Adrian, can't remember his name again. There's a super middleweight and another guy. Me, a super middleweight, and somebody else were training. Yeah. Vlad has proven Wilder can be knocked out by straight shots. Can you get Lennox on the show? No, and I'm not even going to ask him. Who was the greatest boxer ever and why? Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson. Still the greatest for me. I can get Henry Armstrong's grandson back in here again. Sugar Ray Robinson, greatest fighter of all time for me. The various weight divisions he went up, the fights he had, his ability to box on the front foot, his ability to box on the back foot. I've never seen a guy throw a combination like he did and knock a guy out going backwards. Tremendous. And the guys he fought, the longevity of his career, what he did outside the ring and what he did for his people. I don't know any fighter of the modern era that has gone and built a town and employed his people in that town, put up the town, put shops in there, put business up there, run all the businesses, and set his people up. So Sugar Ray Robinson for me. Good, bro. Cool, bro. That's why your breakdowns are on point. I think Vitaly was the better Klitschko, without a doubt. Better Klitschko, smarter. I think he was a smarter Klitschko. Great chin, underrated jab, underrated footwork, good head movement, and mentally very strong. Vitaly. If you're gonna grade his heavyweights, you've got to put Vitaly up there somewhere because he had a great jab. He had a great jab, a great chin, thunderous right hand. I remember Vitaly when we started moving for the division, early for the division, he was knocking everybody out. Vitaly has a hell of a right hand in him. Good boxing ability. So if you want to see a good fight in the heavyweight division, go watch Vitaly Klitschko versus Corey Sanders. Bear in mind, Corey Sanders blasted out Vladimir Klitschko. Corey Sanders. Go and watch that fight. Great fight. Corey Sanders versus Vitaly Klitschko. I'll watch it every so often. Great fight. Great fight. No, I don't think he wins the rematch, and I don't think he beats Usyk. Don't tell me you think he's a clown too. Do you know the real reason why Peter and Tyson fell out? No, I don't. And I've never really questioned and wanted to know why. Do you think Wilder versus Fury will happen next year? Don't know. Evening, everyone. New subscriber. Oh, hello, Cortis. Collier. Appreciate that. Peter popped to the shops, came back, and Tyson told UCAD to F off. That's why. Yeah, UCAD were coming all sorts of times in the morning and bothering Fury, from what I understand. It was a dark time. Vitali was better of the two. How good do you think Ali could have been if he wasn't banned due to the going to Vietnam? Incredible. How good could Mike Tyson have been if Customado was still around and he didn't go to prison? Ingram, remember when Vitali stopped the protesting in Russia? I do remember that. Vitali was probably better, but that's down to chin and head movement, punch power, mental strength. Lewis didn't want the second fight with Vitali. No, he didn't. And you know why as well. But see, that's another clown move that Lennox did. Lennox was meant to fight Kurt Johnson, right? And out of the two Klitschkos, who did he pick? Vitali Klitschko. Vitali Klitschko. And he wasn't in shape for that fight because he tried to do the same crap he did against Rackman, which is not being in shape. And he wasn't in shape. And he almost got beat by Vitali Klitschko. So Lennox is doing some real clown things in his career, you know. He really has. So if you're calling Lennox a clown for those things, 100% I back Joshua for. But I don't know if Joshua's broken it down that deep. For me, one of the saddest retired titles was Pirog. I thought Pirog was an amazing middleweight. I think Pirog would have beaten Gennady Golovkin. That guy was an absolute beast. I'm a huge Jacob fan, but Pirog made Jacobs look really basic. Wilder versus Fury is probably a trilogy. No matter who wins the next one, they'll fight a third. Fury will get laid out next time. That was such an exciting fight. Yeah, Fury won't be beat for a long time. Trust his words. No, he'll get beat. Don't worry about that. Got the W, though. Do you speak to Lewis? No, I don't. I did speak to Lennox. I did speak to Lennox for a while. But subsequent actions, no thank you. Do you believe Ruiz beats Wilder? And he did say he won't fight Wilder. He wants Fury next. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you that much. Ruiz may have more power than Eddie Hearn, but he ain't got more power than that Al Heyman, that's for sure. Could Parker come again? No. He's training a lot. Do I weights him? No. Wait, if he's with the same trainer, no. No. He doesn't have to block a left hook. And if I'm Derek Chisora, I tell Chisora from round one, walk Parker back to the ropes and keep throwing left hooks. I don't think Parker's that great. I think Parker has the attributes to beat. No, I think Parker physically has all what it takes to be heavyweight champion of the world again, but mentally, I don't think he has. But Parker's. You know what to remind? I need to contact Parker. You know, I haven't spoken to him in ages. I need to talk to him. Thank you for the reminder. I need to contact Parker, man. I need to get back on the channel. I haven't spoken to him in like ages. Parker definitely coming back again. Parker versus Povetkin will be a great fight. No, I wouldn't want to see that fight because Povetkin's got a great left hook and Parker can't block a left hook. Fury jabbed Ruiz head off for 12 rounds. Ruiz is fighting for his people. I think Povetkin would stop Parker, though. Yeah, I was going to say that. I don't see who's beat White. Call me mad. He's too strong. Wilder. Fury puts a brutal jab fist on Ruiz and drops him like a hammer. Get Higgins on too. Yeah, I could try and get Higgins. That'd be fine. I want to get Parker though. You just remind me to go and get Parker. And I got to go and find Trevor Brighton as well. Right. I got a Trevor Brighton to find. I got a Joseph Parker to find. And I got some football manager to put on as well. I'm out of here. Right. Thank you all so much as always. Much love to you all. Like, subscribe, share the videos. Much love. Take care.